heel. Ruby, heel.
Leave it. Leave it.
Ruby, heel. There is just nothing, no negative or positive reinforcement that seems to even make a dent. I don't think she even feels it.
All right, so talk to me. What are we working on?
Ruby is sort of generally kind of chaotic. She's pretty reactive. I do feel pretty nervous having her around other people. She can get really like reactive and she will bite people. It doesn't, she doesn't latch on. It's sort of almost more of like a frenzy. It's sort of like she jumps up and then it's like, but she bit my mom. Like I need to have kind of more control. I don't need to have giant parties. She doesn't need to be some kind of like super friendly, like easygoing dog. That's okay, but I just need to feel like we have this relationship where these things aren't gonna happen. She'll use her teeth if she has to get her way. I feel like a lot of the times she's pretty stressed. Like I think she's pretty like anxious, she's pretty reactive, very reactive to cars. Very difficult to walk her on a leash.
So you guys, Ruby coming in. Ruby is a dog that's literally buzzing when she comes in. The owner is having a really hard time taking this energy down. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is gonna be a tough dog for anybody to train because of the primal instinct that we have with the prey drive and all of the buzzing that's going on. It's genetics. There's so much going into this dog, and what we have to do is take this dog down a notch and teach the owner how to handle a dog like this.
I probably have done like 8 months of training every week with her, with a trainer down near where we are. Before we did that training, she was just a straight up nightmare to live with.
For me, my goal would be getting you guys on a better relationship where she's more engaged in a positive experience. Like right now she's engaged with like, she doesn't know what she wants from you. She wants attention, but it's not structured attention. Yeah. Let me see how she is with you. So I want you to just handle her out here.
Okay.
And I want to see how she responds to you on the leash and kind of the things that you've been doing with her. So do you have a heel command with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then like if she's sort of doing whatever she's doing, then I'll like make her sit. Okay, heel.
I want to help your handling a little bit to help her be more calm.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is take the leash and put it all in your left hand.
Okay.
So right now what you're doing is when you're handling her, you have 2 points of pressure. Basically, if I wanted to say something to you, and I said, hey, I want you to tell her something for me, right? That's kind of what you're doing here is you have boom, boom, boom. So she's engaged with you here, which is nice.
Oh, good, Ruby.
Good,
Okay.
And then turn around. Good. Now the other thing I want you to start doing is, stop for a second. So what I want you to do is just put your shoulders straight. And she has a tendency to continue to get in front of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens because if you're doing a lot of positive only training, especially in the beginning stages of teaching heel, and then we pay the dog in front of this, the dog is constantly trying to get into position, which then gets them paid, which is what this happens.
Okay.
So, but this isn't good because if you're out for a walk and she's in a nice heel and people are walking in front of you, she's got the upper hand here. She's in front of you. She's gonna handle the situation, you're not.
Right.
So make sure that when you're handling her, you're giving her a little bit of pressure to kind of keep her into line. Specifically when you slow down, you wanna give her back pressure on your arm to keep her here. Okay. Because once we start getting out other dogs and once we start working in reality, you're gonna have all these people and you kind of wanna be the gatekeeper of behavior with her.
Right.
But focus on how your energy is and focus on how calm you can almost calm yourself down. I find dogs like her that have this wiry energy, it feeds into you. You're gatekeeping that. She might be like sending that through the leash and you stop it. Nope,
right.
We're good.
We're good.
We're good. I'm not riding off of your energy. Your energy goes right back down the leash.
Right, yeah.
So just keep walking, keep walking. There you go. So see that little hiccup where she's like, oop, garbage can. Don't let her spin you around. You just keep moving.
You just keep, we're still walking.
Again, think about like lights. I always tell people lights, focus. So when your shoulders are straight, like those are your lights. With her light comes from her head. And so like if there's a dog there, she starts to build, inside turn, will take her head or her light and shine it, boom, right back this way. Look up, look up. There you go. Good.
Heel.
And then go back this way. And now when you go towards the gate, use your levers and your pressure.
Okay.
And I would just slow down a little bit.
Okay.
There.
Right, heel.
Now you can do an outside or an inside.
Let's try this one.
There you go.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Now what I would do too is I want you to keep walking and come back this way, and then I want you to just slow down, because you're gonna get a distraction here,
Heel.
which is the gate.
Heel.
Good. And then slow down again and just stop. Bang. Good. Perfect. Now give her a break.
Okay, break, Ruby.
Perfect.
Okay.
Did you see that? So what I call that is like a red light, green light, or
Okay.
stop and go.
Yeah.
So if you're getting her habitually just, it's anxiety, right? If I got an appointment at 1 and I don't really want to do it, it's like, man, what time is it? Okay, it's 10:04. Okay. What time is it now? Like, so she's seeing that door and she's like, when can I go? When can I go? When can I go? And you got to just say, hey, whoa, chill.
Right.
Pay attention to me. So even like there, release your pressure, right? Because you're about to say, hey, we're about to work, anxious, pressure. She's kind of like this, and she's sitting there and she's like, there's a door, there's a guy, there's what's going on in here, right? And then you go, okay, now I'm about to get you to work like this. And then she's like, oh God, what that, right?
Right.
So you're automatically putting that energy right into her.
Okay.
So just calmly switch hands and then walk that way. Boom.
All right.
See that transition?
Right.
And then you would just say heel.
And like when we're walking, I know that I kind of talk to her too much, and I also kind of love on her probably too much compared to sort of our level of structure and stuff. When we're walking though, and she's like doing good, should I tell her that?
Yes.
Okay.
So let her know, like, because you
Heel.
got to tell her good heel.
Okay. Good heel.
There you go.
Good
you don't want to
heel.
you don't want to overdo it.
Uh-huh.
But you want to let her know, like, if you're asking her heel, and then she slides into a perfect
Good
heel
heel.
loose leash, good heel.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when we get like an anxious dog or a dog that's like, that's how she is. Where
Right.
you need to be able to almost manage that with obedience or suppress that with obedience. We talk about suppression in dog training often, and I always bring it up that some people think suppression should never happen, which essentially is that you should never like convince a dog to do something they don't actually want to do, which is crazy, because if we did that, it would be chaos. You know, just like with kids, it's 11 o'clock at night and they're like, I want popsicles and candy. You're like, you can't. They cry, it's suppression.
Right.
But you have to be a good leader to say, nope, we're not doing any of that.
Right.
And they're gonna cry and go, oh, and she's gonna whine and go, oh, and it's like, hey, just deal with it. The place is really good for definitely things at home. So when you're sending her to her place, you go, hey, somebody's here, I want you there. So you're countering with obedience.
Right.
You're saying, I want you to go there because somebody's coming over. And if your obedience is good, you're not gonna have any issues.
Right.
If your obedience isn't good, you're not gonna be able to complete that.
If she's on place when I'm there by myself, she's great. There's a lot more breaking and stuff when people are there.
Sure. You don't want to say, hey, I'm going to place you for 30 minutes when they've only placed for 15 seconds in training.
Right.
So breaking
Right.
her often will set her up more for success. But I want you to take note of how she's acting now. So for me, that's what I want. You literally just did leash pressure for 15, 20 minutes and then boom. Hey you guys, we're doing a giveaway on the Tom Davis Dogtra 280C on this video. All you have to do to enter to win is subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification, like this video, and leave a comment down below to enter to win. All right, you guys, if you don't know about the No Bad Dog Official Members Club, it's a subscription members club where you guys are getting the full videos of what you're seeing right here on YouTube. So you guys are seeing the 15, 20-minute videos here on YouTube, and on the subscription club, you're getting the entire video. Sometimes it's over an hour long. You're also getting a lot of unreleased footage that we get and we pull from different seminars and different sessions that we just don't put on here on YouTube. It's also an awesome community of dog owners that are empowering each other. It's a safe place to talk and ask questions about your dogs without getting ridiculed on the internet. I'm really excited and proud of the No Bad Dog Members Club. Click the link in the description below to join now.
If she's on like a break, I mean, and she's sort of rolling around and stuff, is this fine?
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything to.
No,
Okay. All right.
it's her break. We're gonna get another dog out and you're gonna work on your healing and all of this. My number one goal for you guys is more calmness, more clarity, more engagement. So adding another dog to the mix is gonna be a big challenge and a big test.
Yeah.
So that's the next step.
Ruby, heel. Heel.
Left.
Let's go.
Make sure that you do all the same stuff that we've been working on, because right there you went
Okay.
Right back to what you did before. The dog came out and you just did this, just like that.
Okay.
And just waited for, I don't know.
Who knows? Right?
Yeah, so make sure you practice like everything that we worked on yesterday. If you apply it, it'll work.
Right. Okay.
If you don't apply it, it won't work.
I just need to turn around
Yeah.
and she'll come with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
she basically said, hey, there's a dog, we
Right.
need to handle it. And you said, okay, handle it.
Okay.
And you just waited for her to handle it.
Okay.
And if I approached, it would have been worse.
Right,
So that's
yes.
where you gotta grab the reins and move forward.
Okay.
Come here.
Heel. Heel.
Sit.
Heel.
Stay.
Heel.
All right, so let me see her for a second. She was skating across the floor. So this is something every single client that comes in here with a prong collar has a hard time with. Is there's just the mechanics aren't right. So you're only gonna use it 10, 20, 30% of it, what its capacity has. So you get a little closer, inside turn, heel. Yes, good heel, baby. Good girl. Good girl, heel. Good girl, good. So we're just fine tuning some of this obedience up, heel. So as you guys can see, the way that I'm handling Ruby and the way that Ruby is engaging with me is far different from the owner. So this is one of the hardest things when I'm working with dogs on behavior modification or just teaching leash pressure in general is the owner's timing, the owner's voice inflection, the way that the owner is handling the dog. A lot of times it's a lot different from me because I'm a professional, I've been doing it for a long time. So that's the main thing that she has to work on. When she's handling, she's putting too much emphasis on things, she's putting too much energy down the leash. She's got to learn how to calm and relax to really make Ruby a calm and successful dog moving forward. Turn.
Heel.
Better.
All right.
But turn,
Oh.
you're trying to catch up to her. So
Okay.
just handling, just
Okay.
practice. So when you turn, you're just gonna like go 180. So turn on your heels and go the other way and say heel.
Okay. Got it. Heel.
There you go.
Got it.
Good
Okay.
heel.
Yes,
Good
I'm
heel.
sort of
Better.
doing like a wide
Yeah.
turn.
Do it
Yep.
again.
Okay. Heel.
Good. Now don't correct her if
Sorry,
she turns
because she
with you.
didn't do it. Right. Okay. All right.
It's okay. Keep at it.
All right.
You're good. Dogs are resilient.
Okay.
Don't
All
worry
right.
about it.
All right, Ruby.
turn.
Heel.
Yes,
Heel.
good heel.
Yes, good heel.
There you go.
Yay.
So better decision, right? The reason she did that is because that one correction you gave her. She's such a busy dog, and she's got a hard prey drive.
Yes.
And she's like walking in. You're working her. You're kind of like a magnet with her. Zoom, 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 like this. You're sucking her out, and she's got to get to you. You're sucking her out. She's got to get to you. So you're constantly sucking her in through motivation.
Right.
So when you're handling her, that's why I was doing a lot of backpedaling. Like, don't be
Right.
afraid to. She comes out and she starts to build. Ruby, come. Yes, good girl. Boom,
Right.
boom, 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 boom. Just really
Okay.
getting her excited to work with you. Okay, now I'm just gonna move Lakota around for a second, and then you just keep working on this. Lakota, touch.
Okay. Heel.
Touch.
Good, Ruby. Heel. Heel. Heel.
There you go. That's better.
Oh, good.
Slow down, slow down, slow down. Yeah.
Heel.
Because you tend to kind of match her energy. When she starts to get excited or stimulated, you kind of speed up,
Yeah.
which will kind of rev her up a little bit. So the
Okay.
slower you go, the easier it'll
The
be for
easier
you.
it is
Yep.
to heel.
Pop.
Heel.
There you go.
Good girl. I guess if I correct her, I shouldn't tell her she was good.
Right. So turn, heel.
Heel.
Yes.
Good girl. Yay.
That was it.
Yeah, like I
it's-
felt the difference in that.
Yeah, it's all just practice on your end. When you turn and you say heel and she has that hang time or she's not responsive, that's your timing. Because that's what's gonna tune her, it's gonna suck her in, right? So you're saying, hey, you gotta pay attention to me. And if you do it right the first time, you don't have to really correct her again. Because she's like, oh, got it. When you're handling and you're changing gears like that, you're trying to make it like, the less of a big deal, the better.
Right.
So when you turn and you just go, Ruby, heel,
Yeah.
and she heels, yes, good heel. And then you just kind of teach her that, hey, if you respond this way and you engage with me this way and you follow and you yield to that leash pressure really well, it's positive, positive, positive. There's nothing negative or there's nothing corrective or any punishment that's involved. It's all good.
Right.
And then the minute that there's a distraction, right, and then you turn and you say heel and she's like, nah, I'm not listening, that's where it's like, that's
Right.
where you get, so it's kind of like, you know, maybe somebody falling asleep in school and the teacher comes up and slaps the ruler on the table and wakes him up, says, hey,
Right.
pay attention.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that's the same type of mentality that the correction should be.
Okay.
It's not a pain thing. It's not a you better listen or else thing. It's once she just starts to lock, especially with her because she's so prey driven, she's locking in on something and you're just like heel, and it kind of just, it's kind of like a movie where it's like for her, she's healing. Like she doesn't really hear it because she's like locking in, right?
Okay.
So you go heel and then she gets that pop.
Yeah.
And then that's where she's like, oh, whoa, my bad.
Right.
So then she's like, all right, I gotta pay more attention to you. Again, like I said, instead of coming over here and just doing a lot of compulsion and being like, can't do that, 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 can't do that. And she's like, what the hell do I do then?
Right.
We're saying, hey, this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
And then if you don't do it, then you are getting punished.
There are consequences.
Yeah.
Right. You're showing her that there's lots she can do.
It's not always trying to pay the dog for what they're doing, or it's not bribery or luring the dog away. It's having the dog work for the food. So they need to figure out what it is that gets them the payment more than anything. But the problem is if you're predicating your success on currency of a payment, and then the simple override of a higher currency, aka another dog, you're screwed.
Right.
So if you're using that mentality, and I get it, it's because when you're doing basic obedience and you're doing stuff without really any distractions, that is the goal, is the dog needs to know, what do I need to do behaviorally to get and access that reward, which is the exact foundation of positive reinforcement. Everyone knows that, or they should. But the problem is as soon as the dog decides, I don't want that food, that's better,
right,
then you have to have other leverage, which is why we're using the pressure and the punishment to say, what are you doing?
Right.
Because most dogs, I would say 90% of dogs do very well with just a couple corrections to teach them that's not okay.
Right.
And then you're off to the races. I mean, you and everyone else that's pretty much worked with me this weekend and all of the other years have gone through similar things of just being limited with the things that you're doing of, just using the positive stuff. So turn. Yep, slow down.
Good.
Good. Now let's just break her over here and just put her in a sit stay again.
Okay.
And then you just bring Nova through a couple times.
Okay.
So this is very interesting for me and for you guys, because I'm also learning something maybe about this set of dogs, or maybe just dog reactivity in general, that maybe the dogs would do better if you pull them off to the side, do a little bit of obedience, get them polished off on something that they know, then break them through. So maybe a little bit of both. So it's kind of something I'm adding to my toolbox too. But this is working great for all of the dogs so far. And I think it's just a harder task to walk directly at another dog with a dog that's reactive, but pulling off to the side kind of breaks the ice.
Yeah.
So that's nice. All right, you guys, so now is the really big test. We're at our other facility right down the road, and there's gonna be group class. This is where the rubber meets the road, and we're gonna really put these guys to the test and see how they do in a group environment. Good heel, nice and relaxed, nice and relaxed. So cut back. Good. Now stop and just ask her to sit. Give her a little work, give her a little work. Good, sit. Good. Nice and relaxed, good, doing great. So just giving her that job, I think, helps her out a lot.
Yeah.
So whenever you feel her start to build a little bit, cut back, ask her to sit, let her, it calms her down, really. That's what it does, because she's getting all these dogs walking past her. Good, now I would just maybe heel her back that way. Heel. Remember, just pretend you're going right to the fridge, you're hungry. Good girl, shake it off. Good girl. Good. And stop and sit. See how she's... Good heel. Place. Good. Sit. Ruby. Sit. Good sit. Good girl. Ruby, heel. So Ruby's owner really has to work on this and spend time. She's struggling with it. Again, I think she's just in fix-it mode and she's constantly trying to figure out what she's doing wrong instead of really feeling the situation out. She needs to take a deep breath, relax her shoulders, and just be a little bit more like me, where you're just kind of floating through the room and you're ever so slightly giving the dog a little pop when they decide to go outside of their heel. It's not as easy as it looks, and it's something I think that these guys are going to be capable of moving forward. Good. Good. Better.
I'm excited to start with her again. Having a dog like this can be discouraging, and you work a lot and you kind of don't make any progress. I feel like we made a lot of progress, and now I'm energized to kind of keep going. And I like that it was sort of flexible. So Tom kind of like looks at the dog and you try a few different things. And so I feel like this is pretty tailored to Ruby, and he kind of observed what she was doing and the things that would set her off. And we tried a few different things. I think we landed on some good stuff that I definitely have to practice, but I'm perfectly capable of doing. And they're different than the things that I've been doing, and I really could see a difference.
So Ruby did really, really good. As you can see, she had a little bit of reactivity in group class, but you gotta think, this is a dog that couldn't sit still in a room alone, let alone be around other dogs. So the progression that she did with her owner is really fantastic, and I'm so proud of both of them for the work that they're putting in. Now, all they have to go home is continue to work, continue to condition, and I'm sure they'll continue to be successful moving forward.